Alright, guys, so today we are going to be starting the June TBR. So, like I said, I'm going to be changing up the way I do my TBRs a little bit. So, here I have a stack of 4 different priority books that I will be getting to this month. And then, so what I plan on doing is picking one of these priority books a week and then using my TBR cards or spinner wheels to pick the second book that I will be reading that month or that week. And so on and so forth. So I think we are just going to start by talking about the 4 priority books that I have for this coming June. The first one is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, I think is how you say that. I've heard nothing but great things about this book, and it is one that I picked up from my local library, so I do need to read it so I can return it and get the second one, because I've heard nothing but great things about this series. So super excited to get to this one this month. And then the next one I have is Strange Pictures by Yuketsu. Again, one I've heard nothing but great things about, and I'm super excited to get to this one this month. And then I have the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. Really excited for this one as well. And then the fourth and final priority book for June is The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee. Again, really excited for this one as well, so can't wait to get to that one. Or any of these 4 books for that matter. So I think what we are going to do to pick the first priority book of June is I have a little spinner wheel set up that we will just go ahead and use that because I can't pick. I'm indecisive and I really want to get to all 4 of those books. So I'm going to let the spinner do the picking for me on this one. Okay. Oh god, that was loud. So what is the first priority book of the month going to be? Strange Pictures by Yuketsu, which I am actually not mad about. So that means, since I got the skinny book first, for the first week of June, I will pick 2 other books to try to get to in the first week of June. We're going to use the TBR cards this time. So yeah, really excited to get to Strange Pictures in the first week of June. Okay, so let's see, take a little Alani break and then we'll get to picking a couple cards from this little TBR card deck here. So I might pick 4 cards and 4 different books to choose the next 2 books for the first week of June. So let's see what we get here. Okay, so we have all these little TBR cards. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and draw the first one here, which is a blue one. I don't think the colors really mean anything, but that is what that one says, and it's a book published the year you were born. I don't have any books published in 1994. So that one is going to go back into the pile. I need to actually look at some books and see, or look it up and see what books were published the year I was born. That'd be kind of cool. But anyways, we're gonna start over. Let's see here. Okay, we got this one here, another blue one. This one says, read a book that involves a historical event. Okay, so a book that would involve a historical event. Do I have anything on my cart. Probably not. Let's see. I might have some classics that involve a historical event. Let's move some of this stuff around for the moment. Maybe one of these two. So I have A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. So let's see. So probably not this one. And then I have The Beautiful and the Damned by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Honestly, I don't know. We might just have to skip that card too, for the moment. Because I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would be based on a historical event that I have not read. Okay, so let's try to maybe pick a different color. Okay, so we have pink. Let's see. Read a book set in a hotel or an inn. Okay, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna look. So, I'll be back. Okay, so I don't really have anything set at a hotel or an inn that I have not read. So, I think I'm gonna go with like the closest option that I could have at the moment, which is The Cabin by Natasha Preston. And it says, they think they're invincible. They think they can do and say whatever they want. They think there are no consequences. They've left me no choice. It's time for them to pay for their sins. A weekend partying at a remote cabin is just what Mackenzie needs. She can't wait to let loose with her friends, but a crazy night of fun leaves two of them dead, murdered. No signs of forced entry or struggle. Suspicion turns on the 5 survivors. Someone isn't telling the truth, and Mackenzie's first mistake, assuming the killing is over. It's set in a cabin, in the woods, and it's the place that they're staying, like a hotel or an inn. So I'm gonna count it for the prompt, and it will be one of the 4 books that we pick 2 books from. So we're gonna set that one off to the side. And I'm sorry if this doesn't really make like a whole lot of sense, but I'm just trying to make my TBR work for me because I've been in a really bad reading slump these last couple months, and you will see that in my upcoming review video of my previous TBR. So yeah, we are just gonna try and make my TBRs work for me, and hopefully I will get out of this little slump that I am in. Let's see what this one is. Okay, so this one says, read a book with a main character over the age of 50. Again, I need to set that one to the side because I don't think that I have any at the moment. I have a couple on my want to buy list with main characters over the age of 50, and then I have a book that I just DNF'd with a main character over the age of 50, but I don't know if I really want to go back to that one yet. So we're going to go with this card instead, and we will pick a book with this card. It says, read a book from the ends of your shelf. Okay, so the ends of the shelf. So we're going to count the TBR card shelf here. Or should I just go a book from the ends of my shelf? So what I'm going to do for this one is I am going to count all the shelves here and put it in a random number generator, and whichever number it lands on, we will take the last book from that shelf. So I will be right back and get that spinner wheel set up. Alright, so I have 8 shelves in total that have a bunch of unread books on them, so we are going to spin, and it's shelf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's see, we're gonna spin this little wheel here, and see what shelf we are picking from. Shelf number 2. Alright, so the last book on this shelf is that I have not read is Slewfoot by Brom, which I have heard nothing but great things about this book. So we are going to use this for read a book from the end of your shelf, or the ends of your shelf. So yeah, really excited for this one. So that is going to the potential pile. So let's do 2 more cards, and then we will pick 2 books from that stack to read along with Strange Pictures by Yuketsu in the first week of June. So we are going to go towards this end here, and whatever this card is, let's see. Read a book that was originally self-published. A book that was originally self-published? Let's see here. So, I think we might have a couple of options here to pick between. So far is these 2 here, which is The Hunted by Nicole Banks and Love Me, I Dare You by Jeremy Roswell. I believe these are still actually indie published. I got them both in my reveal book box. So let's see. I think we'll go with The Hunted just because I've had this one for a bit longer than I've had Love Me, I Dare You. So we're gonna go with The Hunted by Nicole Banks for that read a book that was originally self-published. So yeah, we are going to go with that one. Oh, and it is signed. I always forget. Reveal book box always signs, which is awesome. So that'll be the 3rd book we get to kind of choose from. So we're going to take 1 more card here, and I think we are going to do one of these. I don't think we've had a green one yet, so let's do green. Let's see here. What does this one say? This one says, read a book set in or around a school. Ooh, perfect. I have a bunch. Let me grab some. Okay, so I did find 2 books here for the read a book set in or around a school that I actually need to finish reading. So I figured why not pick between these 2 here. So we have Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. This is the 2nd book in the Simon Snow series, and I got about halfway through it, and I had to end up moving or something like that, if I'm remembering correctly, and I just never got the chance to pick it back up. And I have the 3rd book in the series as well, so I do really want to get to this. And then I have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This one I got about a quarter of the way through, and it is also one that I really would like to finish as well. But I have had Wayward Son longer than I've had Ninth House, so I think that I'm going to go with Wayward Son to add to the stack of books to pick two from. Since we ended up getting Strange Pictures, which is a smaller book, I feel like I could do 3 books in the first like week or so of June. So yeah, let's see here. All right, so we are going to add all 4 of these books. Again, we have Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell, The Hunted by Nicole Banks, we have Slewfoot by Brom, and then we have The Cabin by Natasha Preston. So we're going to go ahead and add these books to a little spinner wheel to help us pick. So I will get that done and I will be right back. Okay, so we got them added to our little spinner wheel here, so we're going to go ahead and spin. Let's see which is the first one we're going to get here. So Slewfoot, we have, which I'm hoping, I've heard this is a really good quick read, and this is the one that we picked for Read a Book from the Ends of Your Shelf. So Slewfoot will be added to the first week of June's TBR. And then we are going to go ahead and spin again for the 3rd book on the first week of June's TBR. The Hunted. Alright. So we got a little thriller and dark romance. Sorry guys, that was kind of unexpected. The fiance came home out of nowhere, so because he needed to use the bathroom because he works at a food truck. So sorry if that last clip was a little abrupt, but anyways guys, we have the first 3 books that I'm going to be reading in June, which I'm really excited about. We have The Hunted by Nicole Banks right here, which is the book that we used for Read a Book that was originally self-published, which I believe this one was. So really excited for that one. And then we have Slewfoot, which is the book that we used for the prompt of Read a Book from the Ends of Your Shelf. Really excited for this one too. And then we have my first priority book of the month, which is Strange Pictures by Yuketsu. Again, heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so super excited to get to it. And it's like amazingly floppy. I just had to show that off. It is so amazingly floppy. I am excited for this book. And that cover, the green, I love it. But anyways, really excited for Strange Pictures by Yuketsu. And my next video, guys, I'm going to be doing the little Read It or Unhaul It. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and check out that video. It will be posted next. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this one and that you like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the fun things, and I hope that you guys come back for my next installment of my June TBR.